Hi friends, I'm here in the Magic Treehouse section. Those books by Mary Pope Osborne about Jack and Annie and their magical adventures. And I want to share a little bit from Magic Treehouse number 43. This one is Leprechaun in Late Winter. It sure feels like we're in late winter now. And I'll read a little bit from the inside cover and then I'll read part of a chapter. The Magic Treehouse whisks Jack and Annie off to a rainy winter day in Ireland long ago. Their mission: to find a girl named Augusta and inspire her to share her creative talents with the world. But when Jack and Annie meet Augusta, they don't see how they can inspire her at all. She's the least exciting and imaginative person that they've ever met. That's when a magic whistle comes in very handy. With a simple tune and a simple song, Jack and Annie give Augusta a glimpse of an astonishing hidden world. But their plan backfires, and soon Jack and Annie are following a leprechaun into the great unknown to rescue Augusta. Can they find her? Can they escape the wrath of an angry king? Will they be able to complete their mission? In Leprechaun in Late Winter, Mary Pope Osborne celebrates the rich storytelling heritage of Ireland in an inspiring adventure filled with magic, myth, humor, and history. And I'll read you a little bit from Chapter 6, which is A Late Winter's Daydream. Jack sighed. Their mission seemed really hopeless now. "We'd better go and find her," said Annie. "She won't go far," said Mary. "My poor Augusta. She has a fine mind and a brave heart, but she's so unhappy." "Why is she so unhappy, Mary?" asked Annie. "Yeah, what's her problem?" said Jack. "More than any of her brothers and sisters, Miss Augusta loved my stories," said Mary. "Remembered every one of them, she did." "Really?" said Jack. "Yes, she would repeat them back to me word for word," said Mary. "That's amazing," said Annie. "She loved the stories so much that she grew desperate to see the she for herself," said Mary. "At night she would carry a lantern across the fields, calling for them. By day she poked and prodded every part of the farm. Why, she even used a magnifying glass, scouring the earth for tiny footprints. But I'm afraid she never found them." "Why?" said Annie. Mary sighed. "Because she looked for them with her head and not her heart," she said. Eventually she gave up and stopped searching. She didn't even want to hear the stories anymore. She's been a dutiful but sorrowful child ever since. "That's terrible," said Annie. "What can we do to help her?" "There's only one thing you can do," said Mary. "What?" breathed Jack. Mary leaned forward in her chair. Her blue eyes seemed to stare right through Jack and Annie. "You must show her the magic," she said. "What?" thought Jack. "Does Mary know about the magic treehouse?" "What do you mean?" he asked. "I know that you are children like me. You see things that others don't," said Mary. "Help Augusta see them too. Help her find the magic in the fields and in the forest." For a moment, Jack and Annie didn't say anything. The wind blew through the open door, the fire crackled. Then Annie took a deep breath. "Okay," she said, "we know exactly what to do." "We do?" said Jack. "Yep, we'll talk about it outside," said Annie. "Thanks, Mary. We'll find Augusta and take care of everything." Jack and Annie stood to go. 1 in 20 fare thee wells on this wonderful winter day," said Mary. 1 in 20 to you, too," said Jack. Then he and Annie left the cozy cottage, scattering the winter birds by the front door. It had warmed up a little outside. The rain had stopped, but fog hung heavily over the sheep fields. The ground was soggy with mud. Jack could barely make out Augustus's red cape through the fog. She was across the lane, sitting on a stone wall at the edge of a sheep meadow. "Mary was right. She didn't go far," Jack said. "So how do we show her the magic, Annie?" "Easy," said Annie. "We play our magic whistle." "No, we can't do that," said Jack. "We're supposed to save the whistle for a moment of great danger." "That moment is now," said Annie. "Come on." "Hold on," said Jack. "What great danger are we facing right now?" "Not us, Augusta," said Annie. "She faces the great danger of losing all hope and happiness and being sad for the rest of her life and never being inspired, never sharing her gifts with the world. It's almost too late already." Okay, said Jack, "but are we just going to go up to her and start blowing the whistle and singing? That seems pretty weird." Yeah, it does," said Annie. "How about this?" said Jack. "We'll tell Augusta that we want to put on a play for her." "A play?" said Annie. "Yep," said Jack. "We can tell her we want to prove we weren't lying, that we really were in that play by Shakespeare." "Oh, cool," said Annie. "Then what?" "We play the magic whistle," said Jack. "We sing about the she. We make them appear, like in Mary's story, galloping and thundering. Augusta sees them. She gets inspired. Our mission's done." "Perfect," said Annie. "Let's go." Jack and Annie hurried across the lane to the stone wall. "Excuse me, Miss Augusta," said Annie. "We just had a really great idea. Want to hear it?" Augusta didn't answer. She kept staring at the ground. How would you like to see a play? Said Jack. Augusta looked up. A play? She said. We want to put on our own play for you, said Annie. Why? Said Augusta. Because it's really good, said Jack. And maybe it'll prove to you that we really were in a play by Shakespeare. Augusta looked doubtful. Come on, you'll love it, said Annie. Do you know a quiet spot where no one can bother us? Augusta bit her lip and looked around. Then she stood up. All right, she said. The river near the old forest. I used to go there with my brothers. Great, said Annie. Annie and Jack followed Augusta through the rain-soaked, misty meadow. They walked past grazing sheep, then down a slope toward a wide, rushing river. The river separated the sheep's meadow from the old forest. Jack could barely see the trees through the ghostly fog. Augusta stopped on a low ridge above the riverbank near some large rocks. Here, she said. Good, those rocks can be our stage, said Jack. Jack and Annie climbed the pile of small boulders and stood on a large flat rock. Okay, said Annie. The name of this play is A Late Winter's Daydream. Not bad, thought Jack. And this is what's going to happen, said Annie. Jack will be the narrator, I'll play the Irish whistle, and Jack will sing a song that tells the story. What? Said Jack. Excuse us a minute, Augusta. Jack turned to Annie. Why me sing, he whispered. Why not I play the whistle and you sing? No, I want to play, said Annie. You took notes at Mary's, right? So just say a few words and describe the scene. Then use your notes about the she to make up a song. You could do that, can't you? I guess, said Jack. Cool, said Annie. Give me the whistle. Jack reached into his pockets and pulled out his notebook and the Irish whistle. He gave the whistle to Annie. Sorry, Miss Augusta, said Annie. We're almost ready. She whispered directions to Jack. Okay, say your introduction. I'll start to play. Then you start to sing. Then I got it, said Jack. Let's just start. Jack and Annie turned to face Augusta. Jack cleared his throat. Then he spoke in a loud voice. All is still in an old forest until music sounds from a hidden world. Jack nodded to Annie. Annie raised the magic Irish whistle to her lips and began to play. Strange, sweet music came from the whistle. The music was both sad and happy. It was full of beauty and hope, pain and sorrow. Like the fog over the river, the music seemed to blend everything together. For a moment, the whistle music was so powerful that Jack couldn't sing. He felt like crying and laughing at the same time. Finally, he looked down at his notes and began to sing. In the spinning of the light, in a cloud like a dream, a bridge appeared over a wide flowing stream. Jack surprised himself. He thought his words for the song sounded pretty good. A long fluttering high note burst from Annie's whistle. Bright dancing light flowed over the river. The light arced through the fog toward Jack, Annie, and Augusta. Augusta gasped. Jack looked back at his notes and sang, Some came on horses, some came with wings. From an enchanted world, little queens, little kings. The wind began to blow. Jack looked up. Leaves and grass and twigs were flying everywhere. The whistle music became wilder. Thundering and rumbling sounds came from the old forest. A herd of very small white horses galloped out of the mist. On their backs were proud and lovely riders, men in gold helmets, women with long hair floating on the wind. Their capes and gowns were the colors of nature, the pale rose of spring dawn, the green of summer hummingbirds, the blue of winter twilight, and the gold of the autumn oak leaves. The she, cried Augusta. And there's a picture. I'll bring it closer so you can see. And that is just one chapter of A Leprechaun in Late Winter. I hope if you haven't had a chance to check out the Magic Treehouse series, that you would give them the opportunity to delight you. They are fun to read. I'd say a second grader, third grader, fourth grader could probably read them all by themselves. They're also really fun to read aloud, books that are fun for the kids and for the grown-ups. So I hope to see you soon at the library. Until then.